up, everybody? How are y'all doing? We got a story time for y'all today. First, I would like to say thank you to all of the viewers out there. Can y'all hear me good? I'm going to say shout out to all the moderators. We having a story time. It is definitely going to be great. We're going to be talking about the iconic Brandy. Okay, we're going to be talking about the iconic Brandy, the iconic artist, the Grammy Award winning artist, the Black Cinderella. We're talking about Brandy. We're going to talk about the night I met Brandy Norwood. Now, I know some people in the chat, y'all going to get triggered talking about somebody else talked about Brandy. And I'm like, I got to talk about my experience with Brandy, okay? All right, so let us talk about it today. This live was pretty much, we had this meeting weeks ago to talk about Brandy, and I never did this live. So I said, hey, we can do this live today and just break it down and talk about it today. So let's talk about Brandy. So I want to give y'all a little backstory. I've been blogging for a long time. So one day I decided to start a show with me, myself, with Prince L, this guy named Antoine, may he rest in peace. So it was a show. I had a YouTube channel and I wanted to do a show pretty much with gay men. And I wanted to call the show, I had a show and we called it the Chicago Scoop. And at that time I was staying with my cousin on the east side of Chicago. And I said, hey, I want to start the show. So I hit up, Antoine, may he rest in peace. And I hit up Prince L. And I said, hey, we should do I got the show idea. I want to pitch the show. And how about we do a show called the Chicago Scoop? Us gay guys, we together, we do this panel show. So I go over there with my camera and we do this show. The show pretty much was a flop. The show, it was like we was preparing for a funeral almost. But when Prince L and when Antoine, when they would go to the club out there in Chicago, they would go out and they would go to the club. They would say, hey man, y'all did really good on the Wiley Show. They kept saying the Wiley Show and they didn't like it. And I didn't know at the time that they pretty much wanted to do a show to get popularity to go out, because at that time I didn't go out to clubs. I'm still the same way. I didn't do clubs. I didn't really go out to clubs. I didn't really like clubs. I was not a club head. So, but my cousin was a very active in the clubs. And so he would tell me, he said, hey man, they kept saying the Wiley Show and they didn't like it, everything like that. And I'm like, I'm like, they kept saying the Wiley Show and, Prince don't like that. And he be dissing you or whatever, but he had a beautiful home, very attractive guy. I didn't care because I wanted to start a show. I didn't take stuff personal. So I went back over there. We taped some more episodes. Then Prince L was like, well, I don't think you should have the YouTube channel account. We need to create a separate account outside of the Wiley Show. And I'm like, wow, I already have this channel. It's already picking up traction. No. So we didn't continue the show. We stopped doing the show because we would take the show on Sundays because they would go to church. I think they went to Pastor Hannah Church. And so they would do the show. Boom. And so we pretty much broke up. We didn't do the show. So months passed. Then I saw a flyer that Brandy and her mother was coming to Chicago for the Women's Expo, and I said, this is quite interesting. Now, mind you, Prince L, the guy that I did a show with, that was the co-host of the show he had a club. I mean, he had a production company for clubs, promoting clubs, events and stuff. So I pitched this idea. I said, hey, y'all should book Brandy to come do a club appearance that Saturday night while she doing the Women Expo early in the day. Y'all can book her for that. They was like, we don't have the connection. Well, I said, I know somebody on Brandy's team. So it was this guy. I'm not going to say his name because I forgot his name by now, but he's still out there moving and shaking, got his own media company or whatever. And when we was a part of the same Brandy group on Facebook, and we would talk on this Brandy group, and we would have this conversation every day about Brandy. Every day we talk about Brandy. I was following him on Instagram, etc. I wanted to interview him, but it never came to fruition. But I knew he had the Brandy connection because he was always taking pictures with Brandy. Anytime Brandy had an interview, he would be there. He would just be around Brandy a lot, and he would interview Brandy. So I DM him. I said, hey, is Brandy in town? Is there any way you can make it happen that she could do this event? I'm going to connect you with these promoters that want to book Brandy for an event. So I gave everybody the numbers. Boom. So they booked Brandy for this event. And Prince L called. He was like, oh my gosh, bro, I didn't know you know the connection. I was like, yes. He was like, is there any way you can come and be the photographer? Because at that time, I had a nice camera. So I wanted to put into work of being a photographer. I wanted to take pictures. I wanted to take pictures of people. And I had a beautiful camera. It cost like $400. I have purchased a $400 camera. I said, I want to be a photographer. I would use it for videos. I said, let me just be a photographer. Okay. So he said, I want you to come and be a photographer. In exchange, you get to come into the club for free. So I got there super early. I didn't have a car at the time, so I would rent a car with Zipcar. I don't know if any of y'all remember Zipcar. Zipcar is when you can rent a car with Zipcar, and it was like an enterprise, but it was easier to rent with Zipcar because it wasn't as much requirement. So you download the Zipcar app, and you would literally use like a key card as the key, and you would have to use the key card on the windshield. So shout out to Zipcar. So I had got me a Zipcar. It was quite expensive, but I wanted to, do this photo shoot, and I wanted to pretty much interview Brandy. So we get to the club, and I'm like, man, what was the name of that club? It was the Mini Bar. That was the name of the club. It was, I think they called it the Mini Bar. So I went there, beautiful place. I got there super early. The security put a little thing on me to let me know that, and then the promoter's like, Wiley can go anywhere around the facility. And then I saw that there was a VIP section, and it was everything like that, and it wasn't a lot of people. And I'm like, dang, it's not a lot of people. What's going on? So the night went on. Then it just started to get super, super packed. And I saw in the crowd before Brandy got there, I saw Todrick Hall. He was there. And I wanted to take a picture. And then my friend was like, he don't too much like black guys. So I was like, I really want this picture. And I could not get to Todrick. It was like his security wasn't letting me through. I was like, man, I really want to meet this man and get like an interview or something. Say, hey, I'm Todrick, and you're watching the Wiley Show. I wanted him to say that, but I couldn't get through the security to get to him. So Brandy finally shows up, and so she come through the back way, through the alley. So I'm all out there with the camera, just taking a picture like I'm TMZ, all there in the alley, all that just taking the pictures. She all out in the alley, and I was just taking the pictures. I was super excited. I got super nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see her with this cock eye. So I said, let me put on these shades. What shades? I said, I don't want her to see this eye. I'm so ashamed of my eyes. So I had put on some shades. I was like, oh my gosh. She cannot see my eye. I'm cockeyed. No. I cannot. No, she cannot see this cockeyed, this lazy eye. So I was ashamed. So I heard her put on my shades. Even though it was dark, it was no sun. I was just so ashamed of my eye. At that time I was very hurt. I was very ashamed of it. So I put on the shades, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot, show her my eye. So I put the shades on, and she gets out of the car. We take the pictures, boom, boom, recording. And on my original Facebook page, I was recording her on Facebook Live as well, taking the pictures. So I was like, hey, Brandy, you're such a great, oh my God. It was the love was there. And then they get to the club. It was like so packed, and it was extremely hot. And I was telling the promoters, I'm like, Dad, y'all don't have enough security in this facility. It's a lot of people, it's not enough security. Because it was, I don't know why it just got wall to wall packed when Brandy came, and Brandy came with an entourage like with 20 people. She had a lot of folks in her entourage, that were coming. I'm like, man, well, all these people, they come in these SUV, trucks. And so I just went in and did my job. Shout out for Kendra from WGCI. She was there, she was hosting, and I was just taking my pictures, just in the building, mingling. Going to VIP, and then the security was like, you can't come to VIP. I said, I got my little thing, and it was like, let them through. I'm all in VIP, all of there with Brandy. I was just taking the pictures of her team members. I was just in there. And I said, I gotta have a conversation with Brandy. And so she was, dancing to some of her song, and Brandy was like, don't play my music, play other people's music. Don't play my music, play other people's music. And so, because they kept trying to play Brandy music, and Brandy was like, don't play my music, play other people's music. Don't play my songs, because, they didn't want to know. Brandy was saying it to the DJ. So the DJ was playing all type of songs. Then she was dancing to Beyonce song. It was really, and it was extremely hot in that place. I was beaming and sweat. I'm like, is it is so hot. It is so hot in this place. Okay. And so, I was there by myself. Tank didn't go with me because he said he didn't want to check up for Brandy. He said only if Monica was there. So he didn't go. I was there by myself and no entourage, whatever. And people was like, oh my gosh, Wiley, how you doing? Why? People were mad that I was like all around because I never dragged Prince L. Prince L owned his company. I forgot what was the name of the company that he had, but he had this club. He had this company that he would promote clubs. He was just coming up. But I remember I never dragged him, never spoke ill will of him. Everything that I said about him have been privately. I never dragged him publicly. So he gave me like a full access to just go around and just talk to people. So, Brandy's up on the stage and Brandy took a picture with everybody in the building that wanted a picture, took a picture. And then Kendra was like, y'all better make sure the next time Brandy release an album that y'all buy an album because she is one of the artists that literally took pictures with everybody. And then finally, we all go outside. We go back in the alley. And, because that's where her car service and stuff was at and her security and stuff. And I was taking pictures and I said, I got to take a picture with you, Brandy. I got to take a picture. And then she was like, do you want your shades on? Don't be ashamed of your eye. And I was like, I'm ashamed. I'm cockeyed. But I'm nervous. I'm a big fan of yours. And I was telling her that I was dragging your record label for, pretty much signing to this bad contract. Because I remember I would drag her record label that had her signed. And she wanted to get off of it, that label, and they wouldn't let her off. So I was dragging them in my grandmother's house. I was just literally on internet and just dragging. I didn't have no followers. I'm just an unknown person with this camera, with this shade. And I'm just literally having a conversation with Brandy. I'm saying, oh my God, Brandy, you're so awesome. You're so great. I love you so very much. And blah, blah, blah. And I tried to interview her, but it never could come through because everybody was around her. And she smelled so good. It was a beautiful conversation. And I was like, Brandy, kids release more music and your label need, what I'm saying? You need to release new music and blah, blah, blah. We was just literally showing her love. And we showed her so much love that she had left the place and then she had went live. I think she went live with one of her team members live. And they were talking about Prince L. They was giving him a shout out because he wanted everything to be so perfect. And he was nervous because he felt like he let Brandy down. And Brandy was like, no, you did a great job. This was like your first major event. And Brandy was the headliner. And Prince just wanted everything to be perfect. Like, oh my God, I'm doing a good job. And I only critique that I gave him that security, it wasn't enough, but it wasn't no big fights or anything. It wasn't no fights at all. So, but it was like extremely hot. Baby, that place, because them black folks, they came through. It was so many black people. And I met so many black people. And at that time, I had a radio show on Blog Talk Radio and I needed a co-host. So that's how I met this transgender girl, and I wanted her to be on my my radio show because she spoke very well. And I said, I really want you on my radio show. Then I connected with her, and it was just super nice meeting Brandy. And one thing that I learned from that experience meeting her is not like how you can not drag people in the business and make sure that not everybody should not be dragged because you can literally mess up a business decision. I did not know that, I knew that then because I didn't drag Prince L. Because even though I was heard that he was being shaded at me, saying different stuff, I never dragged him publicly. And so I was so glad that in that moment that I booked that event, had kept with that event. And right then and there, I'm like, man, I really did. I couldn't believe that I got the guy on the phone and I got Brandy to have this event and they worked the deal out. And I was a part of it. I was so happy. I was so excited. I went home, told my family about it, that I met Brandy. That I met Brandy. I had a conversation with Brandy. So I'm like, it was so nice. I took a picture and I wish that I would have my shades on, but I was so ashamed of my eyes. So that's why I had the shades on. And people was like, how was it meeting Brandy? I said, she's super nice. Very, very good experience. Now, that was that time where that was like the night I met Brandy. But let me tell you when I went and drove. This is another story time. That I went and drove drove to Baltimore, okay? And Brandy was the headliner for the African Fest. It was these two dudes. I didn't know who they was. I didn't know this dude like that. So I said, hey, let's go see Brandy. Because you're a Brandy fan. I'm a Brandy fan. Let's go drive to see Brandy. So I went to pick him up, and I picked up another guy. His friend, he lived somewhere else. So we always on the way driving to go see Brandy in Baltimore at the African Fest. So we finally get there, and I never like drove like that far, like never the many miles. I never was driving at night all in the up. I never did that. I never was that type of person. So finally I went, we finally get to Baltimore, and the friend that I, knew, and I said, hey, we here. He was like, is there any way we go see my ex-boyfriend? I'm like, dude, I've been driving all night. But before that, we get to this Roach and Ratty hotel, right? It was a ratty hotel. It was in West Baltimore. What part of Baltimore we was at? But we was at this Roach and Ratty motel, and they didn't have no money. I really didn't come with that much cash on me, so I just went on, booked. I got the place, and I got the place, and we finally get there. I booked the room. We get there. It was Roach and Ratty place, y'all. It was filthy. But we got there. We got to Baltimore Friday, and Brandy wasn't performing until I think that Saturday, or was it Sunday? I can't remember, but I know it was the weekend. So, but then I got in the car. We drove to my friend that I didn't know that well. Went to go to his ex house, and they was like, man, he was pretty much telling me that they were users, and I didn't know. I was just excited to see Brandy. I didn't know I was getting used, etc., everything, because they kept saying, hey, my mom gonna Western Union you the money on Sunday, so don't be mad or upset. They're gonna Western Union the money. You're gonna get the money. So no money came. So soon as then the next day came, then this the African Fest. So I said, we got to get there super early. We got to get to the venue early. So we get to the place. It was outside. It was really nice. We got there super early. They were still like setting up, and Brandy was doing her sound check. And Brandy was doing her sound check, and we was like, hey, Brandy. She was like, hey, y'all, blah, blah. We was like, Brandy. And I was like super excited, and I forgot about it. But then the two dudes that I brought, to the place, we finally get there. Then they just rushed to the front, left me in the little back area, but I still was close to the stage. So I was going to introduce the people that I brought to the people I met on the Brandy Facebook group. They know who Wiley was because I was very active on Facebook. They said, hey, Wiley, how you doing? Hey, Wiley, how you doing? Wiley, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm taking pictures. And the two dudes I brought, one I was like, I don't shake people's hands. People got germ. They was being very nasty. And the people that they was like, dude, who are these dudes? Like, I'm like, they my friends. They're a little timid. I was checking out for them, but they were very nasty, very disrespectful, and very jealous. That I knew all of these people and they knew who I was because I was just very active on Facebook. So being very active on Facebook and doing all of these things, they literally was just being very haters. And I was like, man, let's hurry up. When Brandy coming out? So finally Brandy comes out. It was so beautiful, y'all. Like the performance, Brandy, I was like, wow. Brandy, I wish that I'm gonna have to find if I can find those pictures on my iCloud. But I took so many great pictures. Some of it's probably on my Instagram. I gotta really search for it. But it was like a picture where one of the guys I brought, he was reaching his hands out, and Brandy was reaching her hands out to him. And I took that picture. That was so beautiful. It was a beautiful, iconic night. And Brandy had all of those. It was thousands of people outside. They were saying, Brandy. And Brandy was like, y'all didn't buy my record for, what was that record? Wildest Dream. She said, even though y'all didn't buy my record, I'm going to go ahead and sing, because they did not really support 211 like that. But she was singing Wildest Dream because that was like a single. Then she was singing, first she sang Put It Down. Then she did Wildest Dreams. And I was really, really, really into the music. I was like, yes, Brandy, yes, you doing it. You doing it. And everyone was like, yes, Brandy. And I literally lost my voice. Then we get done. Then I want to meet this guy. He's very attractive. I wanted to meet him. I wanted to get into some things. And because I thought we was all going to have separate hotel rooms, because my mind was I wanted to do some very nasty things that weekend, but I couldn't do it. So once we left the place, my friend that I met off Facebook, I went to meet him in person so we could do some stuff. And I was like, damn, I'm so ashamed. He kept saying, where y'all staying at? What hotel y'all staying at? I was lying. So we had a nice hotel. And then finally, we left the place, and then we had to go to Burger King. They were so nasty to the Burger King staff. And I'm like, why are y'all so disrespectful? I'm getting out the car. My food is cold. I'm like, dude, y'all didn't even pay for the food. Eat the cold food. It's whatever. We in a new place. They got out of the car. They went inside the restaurant being very nasty. So I'm like, man, I'm just over this. Like, this is a disaster. I met my idol. I met Brandy, but bringing these guys, these strangers, I don't really know. It's just a disaster. So we get back to the motel room, and then I called the guy that I knew, and I said, hey, he was like, oh my gosh, you in a dangerous neighborhood. You are in the hood. I said, I'm in the hood, because it felt like the hood. Shit, hell, Inglewood looked like Inglewood literally looked like, compared to that part of Baltimore was at, Inglewood looked like Beverly Hills compared to this neighborhood that was at. And he came over, and I said, well, I'm gonna come down. So I'm gonna go and meet them. They was being very nasty. So then one of the guys came downstairs talking about, who is this person that you are with? Who is this? It was just very, very nasty. And I said, you know what? I'm going to leave these guys in Baltimore. Like, for real. He was like, I'm going to leave them. I'm done with it. I'm going to leave them. It's whatever. I'm leaving them. So I went upstairs, got my bags, and they was like, what do you know? I'm getting my bags. So when we leave tomorrow, early in the morning, we can be prepared. All my stuff would be in the car. I didn't let them know that I was going to leave them. So I put my bags in the car. In my 2012 Nissan Sentra, I had just filed for bankruptcy. I was able to get this car. It was like I got it fresh off the lot and drove to like Baltimore from Chicago. I literally that night I drove literally drove from Boston back to Chicago, no sleep or anything. And then when I went, I literally went, and I was up, and then I went to sleep on the wheel, and then I hit somebody. Boom! They went to a ditch. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know what happened. I dozed off, and I hit this old white man in the car. He was fine. I thought he was gone. My heart was beating. I got out of the car. It was terrible. I was like, oh my gosh, you hit me. I saw the day he hit me. And I dozed off. I dozed off, and I literally like dozed off because I was driving nonstop. It was hours and hours I was driving. Mind you, I was up at the Brandy place, up watching Brandy, and then that night I just drove nonstop. So I have no sleep. So I was like, I was getting really, really tired. And I think I was at the Ohio Turnpike, if I'm not mistaken. So we get so it was an old white guy, very, very nice. I didn't really have money to get my car fixed or towed or anything, but my tire was busted. But this white guy, he literally paid for me to get the tire on my car, got great insurance to get my car fixed. He was a great guy, but I think it was my fault. It had to be my fault because I dozed off. But his insurance paid for everything. It was a great experience. This is why I know all white people ain't trash. All white people not racist. That white guy, literally, he did not have to get in the tow trucks, and we drove everywhere. It was like nowhere in the world that we went everywhere. And it was like, it literally, he did that out of goodness of his heart. When I got back to Chicago, he called me to make sure I was okay. And it was just awesome. And so I get back, and I left those dudes, right? So they had contacted me literally. I was like 15, 20 minutes, like I wasn't like an hour or some away from home. They were like, well, it's about to be checkout. Because they go, where are you? We got to check out. And I left them in Baltimore. Yes, I did. Okay, I left them both in Baltimore. I left them. I left them at first. I didn't feel bad because I'm like, they treated me like trash. They had no gas money. They had any of these things. So I left them in Baltimore. Absolutely. I left him. So some other guy knew him. He was like, why would you leave my friends there? You are so wrong. I'm like, dude, they treated me like trash, treated me like just like I'm just a driver. I drove all these hours. Now, mind you, the guy that I picked up, he lived like in a suburban area for, but we had to go to a whole nother hours to pick up his other friend that wasn't even discussed of coming. And he pretty much lied and said, hey, we're going to get this hotel. We're going to get this discount. And I just listened to them. But, you know, my experience meeting Brandy was awesome, but picking up those guys, it was just like trash. I would have came out better. I would have came out better just going to Baltimore myself. So I blocked the guys and they was like, where's all the pictures at? I didn't tag them in no pictures. I blocked them. I don't even know their name. Literally, I don't even know their names. If I knew their names, I would put them on blast. But I literally blocked them. It was a terrible experience. And I learned something from that moment that you just cannot just deal with a stranger and just drive out of town like that. So that's exactly what it is. So when they came back, they was trying to trash me on the internet, saying all these stuff that we had money and all this. And I'm like, they were able to take a Greyhound or whatever, how they got back. So they had the money. And I was like, y'all didn't pay me and y'all treated me like trash. So I have the right to leave you. Y'all not obligated. Y'all not my guys or whatever. So I was literally putting that all on my channel. And of course, I deleted all those videos, but my experience of meeting Brandy was so iconic. It was so beautiful. I met her twice. Now, I put on my vision board. I said, I want to interview Brandy. Like, that is on my vision board. In my living room, you see, I have the Brandy vinyl and I have the Brandy album. And I literally, I say this, I said, I'm going to interview Brandy. Brandy will be my interview. I want to have an interview with her. I love her work. I watch her movies. I think she's just an iconic artist and I want to interview her and I want to give her a great interview, not that typical Brandy interview that most people give her, but just a good in-depth interview. So that's one of my, one day I want to interview her because I think she's an iconic artist and yes, she deserved every Grammy that she deserved. And so when I did this story time, I knew people was going to compare me to other bloggers, but this is my story time. And last time I checked, I can do a story time just like anybody else can do a story time. And this is what I want to say. People always say, hey, Wiley, you're copying off somebody. Listen, this is a public platform. If you inspired because you see somebody else do a story time, then you do a story time. I just think people need to understand that in this business of entertainment, you can get inspired to do what you want to do on your channel. People don't understand it because some of y'all are not commentators. Y'all are not creative people. So y'all are just, supporters, right? But you can watch somebody and get inspired and get triggered, okay, to do a story time. So it's okay because I had my experience. That's why I post a picture and many people in my DMs, they were like really dragging me. One lady wrote me a big message on IG, a very unattractive lady, not very attractive at all. She thinks she's attractive, but she don't. She only get like 3 likes on the photo. She don't really get that many likes on the photo. She be telling me, Wiley, like my pictures. And I like it for just sympathy, but I'm like, she really not that attractive. I don't think she should be taking pictures like that. But she was dragging me in the comments talking about, you are a copycat. You are trying to do what old girl with the teeth that always fall out her mouth. You always want to do what he does. You need to stop. Get your own identity. And I said, first of all, you shouldn't talk. You take a picture. Only 3 people like your post. You're trash. You need to stop. That's why you single. That's why your man left you for your sister. I was literally like dragging this woman. I was dragging her. I said, you will never be nothing. Look at your children. You are a disgrace. I was clapping back, even though I deleted those messages because I don't want to come out saying, oh, look what he's doing to me and all that. But I dragged her. Yes, I did. I dragged her because I'm like, you're not going to say all this stuff about me. And I told her, I said, when I do a show, you can hit the link You can call in and we can have a conversation. But usually I let stuff go. I don't try to drag people or anything, but I dragged her. Because I'm like, every day you up there want me to like your photos, want me to come over at your house and eat your nasty, disgusting food that you take pictures of. And I'm not into that. And to come to your house and eating your nasty, disgusting food with your dirty fingernails. So I was really, just drag her because she's like a flip flopper, and she be in his DM and all that. And I get that. I get when people try to play both sides, but I let her know. And I blocked her too. I blocked her, and now she's sending me an email talking about, why would you block me? You changing. You should allow me to have my opinion. You should allow me to have my opinion. Everything like that. I thought you had thick skin. No, I'm not going to allow you to come in my DM being disrespectful. If I feel like you're too much, you will get a block. And I said you're going to be a block for about 6 months, and then about 6 months later, you can reapply to be back in my energy. Okay. I have a right to block you from my space. In 6 months, you can reapply to come back, and maybe I like some of your photos or something like that. Okay. Okay, she got a big butt or whatever. Like, only thing that's more attractive, she got a big butt. Like, she's got a very big butt, nice butt. But just not that attractive in the face, in my humble opinion. But she really tried me, and I had to drag her in the comments. Okay. I probably let her come back and everything like that. So I'm just like, had to just let her know, like, it is what it is. But it was like some of the people, they even in the comments, they're saying, hey, Wiley, you're doing this story time with these people. Listen, this is business. You only fueling me to do more story times. Okay. You only inspiring me to do more story times. Okay. So I had to do this story time. And I know a lot of people in this chat not gonna like that I did the story time. So yes. So and I had to just be careful, because I'm like, it is what it is. Let me drop the link. If anybody want to come on StreamYard and talk to me, if anybody triggered over there on the other side, because they be bringing these people in my chat, and they be saying all this stuff, and we allow it. I tell my moderators, I tell my team, I said, listen, let these people comment, but delete comments for anybody that's promote other bloggers. We charge for that. Very healthy. We really charge for that, for attention and stuff like that, because we don't go to other people's channels talking about, hey, Wiley Live. We don't do all that stuff. So if you do that, you will be blocked, and you would just have to reapply within 6 months, or you have to drop some in my draws. But look, clean donation to come back. But we don't do all that. You would get blocked when you do all that type of stuff, and you have to write a letter to me, and then it will be up to consideration will we allow you to come back. Okay, because we don't play all that. If you want me to promote your channel, send me a coin, and we will give you a whole segment. Okay, you gotta have to pay the coin over here. Okay, we don't do no free promo unless you Tasha K. And she don't need no free promo because she helps me all the time. Okay. So I dropped the link, and stuff like, if any of y'all want to speak, because I know some of y'all can't speak. Y'all grown women, y'all not able to, because y'all might get blocked over there. And I get it. Some of y'all can't. Like one lady, she hits me up and she donates very well every time. And she's a big supporter on both sides. She loved me, and she loved the other dude over there that teeth always fall out. He's always in the dentist every week. But she liked both of us. And she said, and she calls in her show regularly. She's a big fan of him, but she loved me too. And she said, Wiley, I will keep supporting you, but I don't want to call into your show and it'd be like a big thing over there and everything. And she really want to be a moderator over there. And I said, please don't, I don't want you to call in and stuff like that, because I don't want your opportunities to be messed up over there, because that's a great thing. That's a good thing is, don't mess that up over there. But she do give and stuff like that. And, she tell me all the time, she said, Wiley, continue to do you. Don't allow people to bully you out to not doing your show. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Like, do your style. If you want to do that, then do it. Do you. And she always does that, even though and all that. She'd be in the bushes. She watched both of us. She loved both of us, and it was just like it was great, and I love that. I love how sincere she is. And she said, even though I don't call, and she will send her like a donation. And I love that about her. I love that, but most people, they watch both sides. You know what I'm saying? But I never want to put her on because I don't want her to lose opportunities. Just like it was another blogger out here that I reached out to him. I was like, hey, hey, Willie, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I was uplifting him because I understood where he was coming from. Because I don't like when people try to bully somebody and double team. And they tried it with Willie. They really tried it with Willie. They tried to bully that man, but it didn't work because Willie is one of the girls. Okay, you can't bully one of the girls. But Willie get that marijuana in his system, and he claps back. So Ahmad Wiggins couldn't come at Willie like he come at Wiley because Willie is about that life. Willie is in the same silly. Willie gets down with the get down. So Ahmad Wiggins got triggered. He was upset. He got scared because he was like, and he told his minions, like, leave Willie alone because Willie was getting popular because Willie got a secret weapon. Willie is attractive. Mm-hmm. Willie is attractive, so you can't compare Willie to Wiley. You ain't no comparison to that. So they really tried it with Willie, and then Ahmad Wiggins had to tell his minions to time down because it's only gonna make Willie stronger because Willie is attractive. Okay, Willie is attractive. So they tried to bully it, but it didn't work. And so Ahmad Wiggins said, let me delete that. Let me delete that shout out. Because Willie started to get all that attention, and then some people, they tried to bully Willie because they wanted to be with Ahmad Wiggins, and nobody else could be like with Ahmad Wiggins but them. Come on now, you need to be in the dentist with Ahmad Wiggins. Both of y'all need to get y'all teeth fixed, okay? Both of y'all get them teeth fixed. Get it fixed. Will stop falling out your mouth and you're cracking your root canal and stuff like that. Is this who I think it is? Is Uncle Tim on the line?
Hi, Wally.
How are you doing, Uncle Tim?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Just doing a story time when I met Brandy and people mad because of story time. What's the problem? Don't we all have a story?
Well, I want to warn you. I'm about to go live now, and the title of my story is. Let me see what it is. Hold on. The title of my story is a Brandy story time battle. Armand Wiggins versus the Wiley Show. So
I was really inspired to talk about my experience with Brandy. It's a beautiful picture with me and her. I was showing my gums. I really like Brandy, so it was exciting.
So you were just inspired by his video because it happened 20 minutes earlier.
I was inspired about Brandy because Brandy didn't get nominated, and I always wanted to say this story, but I'm like, he told the story. I was like, why not? He's the Kroger. I could be the Walmart. So I'm like, why not? You can't be the only one talking about your experience with Brandy. You gave a West Coast experience, and I gave a Miss Western. I'm from Chicago. That's Chi-Town experience, as well as a Baltimore experience.
So are you saying you're not influenced by the fact that he just did his?
I was triggered and inspired. And that's why, you watch other people and you get inspired. I'm like, how can I put this on my network? So I did it. I put it in a Wiley way. And, we look different. He's on his, it is what it is. And I know people, I get inspired by many people. I'm from the B sector. Remember in the B sector, if you talk about a subject and that person, it's the same thing, just with different characters.
Oh, it's brilliant promotion. I mean, it's brilliant promotion because people are going to go see the battle.
It's not really a battle. It was just he gave his perspective of him getting used and abused and fired from all that. Got fired. Never was fired from Brandy. Never was unfollowed by Nicki Minaj. So it is what it is. And he got fired by her. And I'm like, wow, that's a terrible story to get fired. You was somebody, assistants putting all them clothes in your raggedy car and all that, but it's okay. You live and you learn. Now he's able to get new racks of teeth in his mouth, and he's successful, and that's great. We wish him well.
So you guys are not friends?
I think we are colleagues. Nobody on this platform is my friend. We are colleagues, and that's it. We just entertainers.
But
And
you used to be friends. You used to be friends.
we used to be friends. Me and him used to be friends, and you know, you outgrow people. You know,
Right.
you outgrow people. But you know, when he had his braces, we were cool. But I think once he took the braces out, he got a whole new look and a whole new style.
Right. So it's all, you know, I'm writing a book about the beef sector, right? I'm
Yes.
writing a book about people, somebody being murdered, doctor being murdered, right? So we got to make the doctor so bad that we don't know who the hell killed him.
Oh wow.
Right. So I'm trying to understand the mentality of the beef sector and the ongoing beefs.
Yes.
It's priceless. It might end up.
It's very priceless, but the beef sector is a beautiful sector. I don't care what other people say about it. That's what I got my roots from. It's entertaining and it's addictive because I've seen some people try to leave the beef sector and they come right back because it's so addictive. Like, and it's so profitable if you know how to play your cards right in that sector. Right.
Well, you've been successful at leaving. I mean, you come in, go out, come in.
Yeah, and I will go back anytime because there's so many interesting storylines in the beef sector. I think right now is really, really hot. And Brianna is doing a great job in the beef sector. She's doing an awesome job. But I saw that talent in her before, you know, VS got off the scene. I said, Brianna is the next thing coming in this sector. And I was right. Now look at her now. She's competing with 5 numbers.
Right. Anyway, so I just come here to stop here and just let you know that I'm going live with this.
Yeah, I think it's iconic. I wasn't expecting you to go live. I feel that that's an honor to be, you know, compared with an icon that got 100,000 subscribers, a beautiful boyfriend, a house that he's renting. I think that's an inspiration. I think that's
you just dropped the love. You dropped.
I think that's inspiring.
That he's renting.
Right? No. It was just
well, it's nice as everything changed when he got his new teeth. I'm glad he goes to the dentist.
Right. I think that's inspiring. So I think I'm honored to see that. Wow. I'm shocked.
Shade. Right. I don't think there's any harm in it. So
I don't see it's no harm in it. We are just entertaining people. I think if my eye was straight and I was light skinned, I wouldn't get as much shade as I get, but I get a lot. But I'm like, I'm playing the same game that everybody else playing. Why I can't get up in here and shoot my shot and do what I got to do? It's a problem. This is a business. And if you don't like it, then get out of it.
Right. You think he'll resent you going live 20 minutes later with this at the same time?
Again, he cannot resent something that I've been doing forever. This is nothing new. I will go live after you will go live, Tim. If you and Jay Wilson, I will go live and talk about it. It's like I love doing it. And right now I feel like that beef sector, you know, going live every day and just doing lives after lives, you know, because you know, Brother Jay used to do that. And I learned that skill set from him because as soon as I would go live, he'd go live. As soon as I end, he'd go live again. And it was just like that actually works because it keeps your base entertained.
Right. So you don't think Armand will have any react? Is he still saying he's gonna mention your name on his site?
He don't mention my name on his YouTube channel. He goes on Station Head. He mentions me all day long to help his show. And his show never went #1. You know, my radio, she's still #1 on there. You know, we beat him a couple of times in the ratings, our smaller platform. But he says our name over there. He said, I will never be friends with Wiley. Wiley is this, Wiley is that, and all Wiley. I'm just a big problem. But no, I'm just another choice for the viewers and say, hey, since y'all viewing him, can y'all come over here and view me as well? It's just a competition.
Right.
That's what it is, just business.
Well, you know, I met Brandy.
You met Brandy. Tell us about it.
I'm going to do it in my live right now. I'm going to do another video while both of you are live telling yours. I'm going to tell my Brandy story.
Yes, I think that's awesome that you met.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I thought I was like saying you met Brandy.
No, that's y'all's thing. Okay.
I didn't think people were paying attention to my story time, and so I just did it.
I saw them both at the same time. I said, "What the hell is this? A battle? The story time battle? Lord have mercy! You maybe start a trend. Maybe you start a new trend."
Right. This is just business, people, and you can't get upset. You know, it's just business. That's what it is. I don't get upset because people make videos about me. You get inspired, and it was a beautiful story. It wasn't identical. I had my version of how I met Brandy, and that brother over there had his version of when he got fired. You know,
Right. We just call it. I understand. Yes.
he said he got fired. So he got fired. So I never got fired by Brandy. I'm just telling you his experience. That wasn't my experience.
Right. Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Wally.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you're making turkey, ham, all that good Thanksgiving food.
No, I may get a turkey sandwich. Safeway. See you later.
All right now. So if y'all over there, make sure y'all say Wiley sent me. Go over to Brandy, send Brandy a message and tell them that Wiley did our story time. I love Brandy so much. I think she's an iconic artist. Like that'll let you know people are watching the Wiley Show. They will let you know, like, Wiley, I saw you. Is it a battle going on? You know, Amara Wiggins, he don't like that when people compare Wiley and Amara Wiggins. He don't like that. Well, we definitely gonna pray that his teeth and everything is strong, that he ain't got to get no braces and stuff like that. We definitely want to keep him inspired. He said he's at the dentist and getting his teeth together. So okay, except callers, we all got Brandy story time. So we will open up the phone lines. Give me a second, okay? I was want to drop the link, but nobody hit the link, so I will open up the phone lines if we have any callers about how they met Brandy. Okay, this is inspiring. And people can call in if you say I'm trying to compete with other people. You're right. This is a business. And I just thought it was creative. That's what it's about. Okay, give me a second. I know it's a lot of people in here. Uncle Tim is family. I love Uncle Tim. Very great. Make sure y'all go pick up his book, Meth Monster. I read his book, and actually Armin Brown 09 did a reading on her channel as well. So if y'all want to check it out, add a book to your library. It's available where all books are sold. He even got an audio book of that as well. So let me open up the phone lines. If you got a Brandy story, open up the phone line. Stop it, Wiley, before you get sub. Okay. Let's Brady. You should feel you should feel my Abba versus Wiley comparison video. No, I can't talk about his teeth. I actually had to get a root canal, people. It's just a little fun. We wish you well, because I had to get a root canal. Actually, I got to get some more work done to my teeth as well. So, and that's no joke. That dental bill is very expensive, especially if you don't have dental insurance.
Your show now, press 1.
Even if
your show is scheduled to start in
you have dental insurance, still
seconds.
Because the job that I'm at, I can't wait to get back on their dental plan, because anytime you spend money, whatever money you spend, they will refund the money back to you. So that was a great dental plan. At first, I didn't like it, but when I had
your show will go live in
paid
5
all that
seconds.
money,
4, 3,
the HR was
2,
like, I got your
1.
check from your dental insurance, so they refunded me all the money I spent to get work done to my teeth. So I was like, yes. So I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it whitened and all that. I'm gonna get some more cleaning done, because dental health is very important. 9-2, now they're gonna be so, oh, now he trying to get his feet ticked because I'm not getting his feet ticked. Come on now, get ready. 9271, call you on the air.
Hey, Wiley. This
Hey.
is Miss Seattle calling again.
Hey.
And I just wanted to let you know you are a damn host. You got East Coast, West Coast battling over here about the Brandy story. Oh, my gosh. And when you said we go pray for his teeth, oh, I fell out. I fell out. It is on up in here right now. That's all I know. That's all I know. Oh my gosh. Hey, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep
Ain't nothing. What is the problem with this, of me doing the story time? Ain't nothing wrong with prayer. It's nothing wrong. I just thought it was creative. But are you entertained by it?
Oh, am I entertained? I'm so entertained that I almost fell out the seat. Oh my gosh. When you said we gonna pray for his teeth, you started throwing subtle hits, but then you just started back. I'm like, okay, he's reading there. Pay attention, students. Pay attention, because the teacher is reading the story right now. I fell out. Keep going. Hey, keep that East Coast, West Coast.
Thank you.
Going. Next caller. Bye, you guys.
Bye. Thank you. All right, the number is 646. Send this to Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. A couple of people sent this to her. So thank you, Brandy. I don't know if she's actually watching. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yeah, I doubt Brandy's watching. Anyway, Wiley, I like you and all, but it comes off a little obsessive how you obsess and talk about Armand all the time. This wasn't even petty. This was pathetic. The way you came on right after him and doing his Brandy story. Armand is legit. Armand has 100K. You have 14K. You're gonna have to get to Armand. So stop copying him. It seems like you don't have enough.
Excuse me. Can I ask you this question? Was our story identical or was it different? It was different, right? Was it the same or was it different?
The concept.
Was it the same? No matter about the concept, was the story the same? Yes or no?
The concept is
was the story the same? Yes or no? I'm asking you a question. Was the story the same? Yes or no?
Wiley. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act stupid.
I asked the question. No. Was the story the same? Because let me say this, caller. I hear your point. I understand your point. I just disagree with your point. Because CNN, MSNBC, BBC, all of these news networks, they talk about the same thing. Hold on. Let me tell you this, caller. 1 second. I hear your point, but let me skip my response. In media, you have news networks that talk about the same subject, and I don't hear you say CNN, Fox News, they talk about the same thing. So I'm just getting inspired, and I talk about the same stories, no problem with it. And you watched it, but you watched it though. But you watch it? So what I did actually worked.
It's the news.
But you watched it. But my thing is this: Brandy was the news. She's in the news because she didn't get her Grammy. So we're just having a conversation, sir. Again, I'm obsessed of being successful. I'm obsessed entertaining my audience. That's what I'm obsessed about.
Okay, then
and that's what we're doing. And that's you watched it. But you watch it.
I did because I like you and I find you funny and entertaining.
And that's what it's about.
Every 3 minutes, every 5 seconds is not entertaining.
Okay, well, thank you so very much for watching the show. So with this intel, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, they all talk about the same thing in a different way. And so we thank that caller, but we just disagree with that caller. And you're going to watch again in the next video. 5840, call you on there.
And you already know who this is. First of all, why people are calling and getting upset, they didn't call in Amal Wiggins' show when he was on Tasha K's neck, when he was on T.S. Madison's neck for a click in the view. So what's the issue now?
Right, and I'm
Wiley been talking about Brandy before Amal Wiggins. Amal Wiggins may have mentioned Brandy before. And Wiley may have mentioned Brandy before. What the hell? Who says you can't talk about Brandy?
That's what I'm saying. I just think
and
people.
Wiley, if you talk about Brandy, if you talk about Brandy in another hour, I'm coming back on. And if you talk about her next week, I'm coming back on. And if you talk about her a month from now, I'm coming back on to your station.
Hey, we got it. We
click in the view.
Yes.
I'm here for the mouth. I love a kiki.
Yes.
Do it. You're not the only one that could talk about Brandy. Hashtag let's talk about Brandy on YouTube after Wiley.
Yes. Let's talk about Brandy. I never got fired by Brandy, too. I just want people to understand. I never got fired by her, you know. I think I will continue to get rehired, but not fired. And I just think people are triggered because they love just what they think. They can't love both. You can love both and appreciate both. You don't have to be anti one and uplift the other. You can love both. It's no problem. This is YouTube. I watch everybody. I don't discriminate who I watch. If it's something entertaining, I watch everybody and see what's going on.
And you're not doing anything wrong. Every commentator commentate different.
Absolutely.
You're a comedian with your commentary, and that's why people love you. You can repeat something that my radio report on earlier today. you just have a different comedian style.
Right.
To repeat the same thing, but
It's,
you're doing it different.
right. It's just a difference of it. And I think people need to understand that one person just had to talk about one thing. I knew I was going to get the controversy because we're the smaller market channel. But when we talk about things, people respond to it. So even though we're a smaller channel, just like Uncle Tim, he got on the live, he said these things, and I didn't even know he was going to do a live. That was entertaining, because what if I would have said, hey, let me not talk about it? These other big blogs are picking it up. So I think it's great business. I'll do it again. You know, I got a Missy Elliott story to tell.
Exactly.
So.
And now Uncle Tim is talking about you on his channel. So what the hell? Do your thing, man. Keep doing it. Hashtag the Wiley Show.
Yes.
Later.
Right. Thank you. And, you know, Brandy didn't even know who that man was. She was like, who are you? Who are you? I don't know you. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I got a Missy Elliott story, too. So y'all be on the lookout for that, too. Anonymous, you live on the air. Hello. Hello, Anonymous. Is you there?
Hello?
Hey. Go ahead,
For
sir.
the not so icon. Got something to say about every time I call, she calling behind me. Got something to say?
What do you want to say about the subject? Because he said what he said. What do you have to say?
Can you put the young man back on the line?
No, he's not on the line. What do you have to say about the subject? What are you triggered? He just said Wiley could talk about who he want to talk about.
I didn't say you can't talk about who you want to talk about. I'm saying be original, okay?
I am original.
That's what I'm saying. No, you're not.
Well, that's your opinion,
That's
sir.
fine.
I disagree with your opinion. I'm very original. I'm like, what's the point? Be original. You're calling it to the Wiley Show. Oh, gosh. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. We had gave our Brandy conversation of me meeting Brandy, and it was definitely great, and it was great, and it was lovely, and we want to thank y'all for being inspired today. We actually gave y'all not one live, not two live, but this is actually the third time we have been live today, and I know people are triggered today. People are triggered on Wiley. They are so triggered about what we do, and they comment all this type of stuff like that. But if you're triggered, make sure you hit that link, call in 646-716, and you are free to be triggered on the Wiley Show. Hey, Baba, shout out. You are free to be triggered on the show and call in, and you give your opinion. We good with it, and I think it's inspiring to hear all of the people that are out there and that's triggered about what Wiley got to say when it comes to this show. I think that's awesome. I think that's incredible. I worked really hard to get people to call in triggered. You know what I'm saying? Call in. I don't like what you saying, Wiley, and this is what I got to say about it. I think it's great. That's awesome, because at the same time, you may be triggered today. Tomorrow, you may be laughing. But as long as you're viewing the product, we're awesome about that. As long as you are viewing the product and listening to the show and watching me, I did my job. I did my job. Even last year, thank you, we triggered some people about Thanksgiving food. We triggered some people about Thanksgiving. They had a Thanksgiving dinner. It looked at a hot mess. It looked like she baked one of her puppies. It looked like puppy food. And me and her were going back and forth about the Thanksgiving. She was saying stuff about me. It was so iconic last year, right? We were talking about Thanksgiving, and we were going back and forth in videos. And that was last year, just like it happened yesterday. And I triggered her because I said her food was nasty looking. It looked like she baked one of them puppies. It looked like some puppy dressing. And it was really iconic. And so I trigger people around the holidays. You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, with family. So sometimes I get a little triggered because I ain't with my family and nothing like that. We here alone. We here alone. And we not around our family and stuff like that. So sometimes I really get triggered. And that's why I come on here and entertain y'all. Because there's some people ain't got no family. Some people cooking by themselves, looking beautiful. By the way, you beautiful. Some of y'all right now cooking in your kitchen, ain't got none on, cooking Thanksgiving food, listening to the Wiley Show, just laughing. Some of y'all in y'all bedroom watching the Wiley Show, and I love you. Some of y'all right now just laughing like, oh my gosh, I wish I could date Wiley. Some of y'all said that to yourselves, and I see you out there. I see you out there, but it's okay. I'm available. Send me a DM. Let me stop before somebody get triggered. Okay, the phone lines is open if you want to call in of that, but we really want to come on the show and entertain people because it's a lot of people depressed because they ain't around their family. People ain't got no man and stuff like that. That's how I told one of my viewers. She was so hurt. She was like, Wiley, I'm so single. I don't have nobody. What's your advice? And I told her, I said, listen to me. I said, do you have any adult toy store? And I told her which toys to get. And I helped her out. I got her, she got some toys. And I told her, I said, pleasure yourself. She said, what do you mean? I said, you just pleasure yourself, pleasure yourself. You don't need a man to make you come. Get these toys and do these things. Okay. And I was sending her different videos on sites to watch, and I was giving her some of my OnlyFans people that I follow on OnlyFans. I said, subscribe to these people and get inspired. And now she's doing incredible. I shouldn't have told all this stuff. Now she want to fly me out to her city, but I told her what to get, and now she's doing pretty good this time around. I think she had a great session by herself. And she recorded herself having that session. I ain't gonna put your information out there, but I told her, I said, pleasure yourself, okay? Especially on the holidays. Especially on the holidays, pleasure yourself. Do all out by yourself. Get it in. If you can't make yourself jerk 3 or 4 times, something wrong. I don't pretty much nigga. I know how to pleasure yourself. Say that, write that down, and do it good. And so she did it really, really good. She was making herself jerk. She was really, coming and all that. She took videos of, sent it to me. So I'm like, do it. I would tell her different things to do, and I probably gonna tell her to put me on the speakerphone and let me like talk to her while she doing. I'm probably gonna do like a little session with her. I see, because she hit me up. She was so depressed, and she was so down because she was single. She is somewhat attractive. She got some I would say this. If you look, gosh, she's not that attractive, but the body is beautiful, right? And guys really don't care how you look in their face. You got some good, but you real good down there. And so I just told her what to get, and she went to the store, get this. She got different movies, and now she calls me all the time now, and it's just like really, 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 really something. And so on the videos that she sent me, sometimes I'll be like, yes, inspiring me to, I really, really do. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna have a great old session tomorrow because she's not an old church lady. She's in her mid-40s. And she's beautiful. She look like she in her 20s, but she in her mid-40s. And she reached out to me, and I get all type of calls across the country, and I'm down for it. If I answer the phone, I told her what to do. I'm down for it. It be privately, you know what I'm saying? We had this conversation. I'm down for it. If you hit my line up and say, hey, you lonely and stuff like that, and we have conversations, and I perk it up. You know what I'm saying? She ain't really, good. I'm very particular about the face. I'm very, very particular. Even though I look the way I look, when I get my wife, she gonna be looking 12 times, 20 times better than me. Because I got a certain type of what I like, okay? I'm not going to call on live because she might be doing something. I don't want to call on live. Maybe I'll just do it on Patreon. Who knows? I'll just have to get her permission first. But I remember saying that, and I said it with someone because there's nothing wrong with pleasuring yourself. I think that's a great thing. And shout out to Daytime Tea Time and Tasha K. They have been promoting Adam and Eve products, and it's nothing wrong. I think that's so enjoyable if you buy yourself. Even when you got a mate, some things that you can do, back door, front door, yiggity yang. It's a lot of things that you all can be doing. back door, front door. It's some things that you it should be certain type of sounds. You think that it's like if your room ain't sound like what I want to say, not a correction officer, a construction site. Your room should be sound like a construction site with just so many toys, right? And you should definitely have that and get it in. You should be joking. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Can I get an amen? Ain't nothing wrong making sure you feeling good down there. How many people are telling it? Ain't nothing wrong with making yourself feel good. How many people got it? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having some quarantine fingers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Having quarantine fingers. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? All right. I just had to say that. Right down there. This almost about turned into a comedy show. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Put the fingers, put it to work. So, you ain't got to worry about it. Oh, one of my favorite. Oh, Lord, it's so many beautiful people. I think I'm going to give me a beautiful wife and I'm going to meet her on YouTube. And it's, and I'm going to just be honest with you. It's some people it's just very beautiful. And I think we're going to be sitting back and we was like, man, I met him on YouTube. Great guy. I was supportive of him. We started dating and stuff like that. I think that's eventually going to happen. I think my wife is in the chat in the bushes. I think Mrs. Wiley is in the bushes right now. I think she's in the bushes watching. I think Mrs. Wiley is in the bushes watching the Wiley Show. I think I feel it in my bones. My future wife is in the bushes making me some Thanksgiving food right now. We don't know it yet. We ain't in the same space, but she watching. Okay. The future Mrs. Wiley is watching the Wiley Show right now. How you doing, baby? I'm making out, pulling it up. I'm gonna say that right now. We're gonna be laughing at it later. Okay. All right. The future, and she right. I know she watching right now. Okay. It's some people right now watching in their cars, listening to it in their cars on their Bluetooth speakers. Shout out to y'all. Yes. You talking the best because your ex man is in the chat. They said she is waiting for her time to statue. Wife. No, I said my wife. Okay. I said my wife. I ain't said nothing about no man. I said a wife. They had a yoni and put it in, all that. She watching, she cooking and stuff like that. I can't wait to, Thanksgiving because my wife, she got to be a great cook. I want to be such a provider that, that she just rewards me with good food. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that I really want. I want that relationship like my wife. We could just sit and just talk about everything. Like I'm a reader. I love to read books. So I want my wife to be a person that read books as well. So we can sit down and talk about this book that we're reading. You know what I'm saying? That we can read some Zane series books and just, I want that type of wife. Like I hit up, on my lunch break, I call her. We just talk about just fun stuff. That's what I want. I want that partnership. I'm going to get it. I'm out here working, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I know a lot of people out there watching, they saying Wiley just saying it because he doing it, playing on these women heartstrings. He don't want these women yonis. I'm like, you don't know what I want. You don't know what my equipment likes, okay? So you can't tell me what I don't like. Never tell a man what they do. Who are you to be telling me what I don't like? Come on now. Stop it. Okay? All right. I can't wait to have a meet and greet because that's when it's like a vibe. Yes, I can't wait it was one woman was supposed to come to the meet and greet. Man, I wish I would have that meet and greet because she was so beautiful. Her friend was so beautiful. They said they was like, why do we come to ourselves? And we want to make sure that, I got to be very, very careful too because, these people would try to set you up. But very, very beautiful. Her friend, they was going to come to the meet and greet. And I was just going to tell them to come anyway. So what is the pandemic? Sometimes you just got to risk it. And but I really, really want them to come, and they still watch the show. And I have I have some beautiful and we have FaceTime. She's like, "Wiley, we come into the meet and greet. This is my friend. Oh my gosh, Wiley, I love your show." And I really want them to be at the meet and greet. So I can't wait till we take that vaccine because I want that meet and greet. I can't wait. I know y'all done cooking it. So like, make sure y'all take some pictures and tag me in it. Okay, I would love to. Okay, make sure y'all tag me in it. Y'all cooking y'all food, listening to the Wiley Show. You know, when we go live, and tag me in your Instagram story. Okay. Okay, Instagram story say, "Hey, I'm listening to Wiley Show, cooking my food." Okay, and yeah, so I would love to see. I want to see my people because it make me feel so good when I got viewers listening and tagging me in their Instagram stories. I want y'all to do more of that. Okay, watch me on. If you're watching me right now, tag me on your IG story right now, and I will repost you in my story. Okay, yes, I see y'all. I see y'all out there. I know y'all watching, cooking and stuff, and that's why I wanted to entertain y'all during this time because I know y'all cooking, y'all got kids, y'all got family, y'all just want to sit back and relax and listen to somebody on the internet and have fun. That's what it's about. It's literally a vibe. That's what this show about. Though we don't have the big numbers, but I got the connection with so many of y'all. Y'all understand what I'm doing. We all cooking the same thing. You got the one person go do the spaghetti. I want to see y'all Thanksgiving food to see y'all really can cook. I want to see that. Okay. I gotta stop. I can't say everything because I'm really funny, but when I have my wife, she got to cook in her like. Let me stop. I'm a mess. But my wife, she definitely, I don't want her to be like cooking old clothes and look like raggedy cooking. I want her to look real good cooking. I want to help my wife cook. I don't just want to sit there. I want to help her cook and we just talk mess and stuff like that. You out there, Mrs. Wiley. She got to be a good cook. We all. I cannot believe y'all are out here watching this show. Okay. Now I'm here. If y'all watching, make sure y'all tag me in y'all Instagram story right now. Okay. Oh, I gotta eat me some. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten none all day today. For real, y'all. I have been entertaining y'all so much. I haven't ate anything today. Wow. I wish, I go over somebody else eat. I got a friend, he cooking, so I might go over his crib. And eat his food. Very, very good guy. Very, very great guy. He invited me over his house, so I might take him up on that offer tomorrow and bring him like a bottle or like wine or something. Because I don't like going to people's house for free and they cooking. I don't bring none, so I probably gonna go over there and bring him like 2 bottles of wine and go over his house and because he cooking. So I might go over because I know him personally. So I got so many viewers that be inviting me. I got to be very careful with that. I follow you, Wiley. Follow me back. Oh, wait a minute. Some people have followed me. Okay, I will follow you back. I don't have a problem following you back on there. Some of y'all followed me. Okay, I just clicked the follow back. Okay, on Instagram. I just followed y'all back. Some of y'all followed me. I just followed y'all back. So shout out to y'all. Okay, I just followed 3 people back that just followed me. Okay. So, somebody else followed me. I just followed you back. I don't mind following you. Somebody else followed me. Okay. I had like 7 people followed me. So I definitely followed you back. Okay. Okay. I definitely followed you back. Okay, right now we are at how many followers we have on Instagram? We actually have 5,260 followers. Let me pull up my IG so if anybody having problems with that. And then we about to go because we got to watch Chasing Atlanta. So I'm going to go and give me something to eat really quickly while I watch Chasing Atlanta because I am super hungry right now. I might go get me some wings. I'm like super hungry right now. I haven't ate nothing. And sometimes, I haven't ate nothing because like when I drink that coffee, it kind of like take my appetite away. Let me pull up my IG. I'm gonna go get me some wings. I'm gonna put in my order right quick too. Because if I put it in now, I could just watch the show. Okay, let me pull it up right now. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my Instagram. So we need more followers. Okay, because we should bid at 10,000. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all playing games. with me. Let me pull it up. Follow me on Instagram. We don't post controversial things. It's pretty much just be the Wiley Show. I post pictures and of me, different clips of the show. I just posted when we was on Chasing Atlanta last year when they posted us in a story time. Okay. Yeah. So definitely. Yeah. So I'm definitely praying for you, for your family. But because of my job, we get tested every 2 days. Every 2 days. No, I'm sorry. Every 3 days we get tested. So we get tested every 3 days. And so, be very, very serious out there. Okay. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. Shout out to y'all tuning into the Brandy story time. If you want to hear more of these story times, click that like button, comment in the comments. We didn't delete too many comments today. We allow you all to speak. If this is your first time watching the Wiley Show, subscribe. We go live every day. Okay. We go live every day. Make sure you tag me in your story. Tag me in your Instagram story. Thank you. I am located everywhere. My cash app is $ Marquise Wiley 28. We have a P.O. box for those that have submitted books and sent me some books. I'll go check it. I'll go check it Friday because it's closed tomorrow because of Thanksgiving. So we want to thank you all so very much, and we will see y'all later. Let me go because I'm gonna go watch Chasing Atlanta. I want to see y'all in the building. We're going to watch Chasing Atlanta, and I'm gonna go give a review immediately following Chasing Atlanta. I'm gonna do a review for the show. Peace. Y'all be blessed. Peace.